how about we go into digital nomad?
Right.
Because you can be a digital nomad with either jobs or freelancing.
Yep.
It's just the way that you approach the lifestyle of either being a remote worker or freelancer, right?
Yeah. So being a digital nomad is all about freedom. It is the dream of working on a beach.
It's been your dream since you were like 15.
It has
you've
been my
accomplished
dream.
it
Yep.
too, right?
I've experienced it and realized that it's something I want to have the freedom to be doing for a long time, but it's not something I would do all year around, right? But essentially, it's all about freedom, and it's like you said, you can have a freelance job. You can have a freelance a remote job,
Right.
and be out there, like in Mexico, or like if you live in a cold country like we do in Canada.
Right.
You want to go in places that where it's hot. You want to go on beaches. You want to go
Right.
like in you want to go in Spain. You want to go
Right.
like
If you want to know how cold it is in Canada, you can check out our YouTube channel at Alec G. G is just the letter G. I posted in the community section a photo in April last year, I believe, and there was still like a bunch of snow, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's surprisingly cold here.
It's so cold that breathing hurts.
It does.
Yeah,
When
not even joking.
yeah.
So yeah, it sucks, and most people want to go like during the winter, because in the summer, like it's comfortable. Some days are even too hot to be comfortable, like but in the winter, it's hell.
Right. So you want to go out in Mexico, Spain.
So what I realized is not all employer want to allow you to do that.
Right.
Most of them are too afraid of you having bad working conditions,
Right.
bad internet, bad environment to work.
Right.
It's like if, because they lose the
Right.
control over the way you work remotely,
Right.
they don't want you to do it.
You know, in the 4-Hour Workweek, which is a book about a guy who wanted to become a digital nomad, started a business. Essentially, being a digital nomad is just being able to have a business that you can do with freedom of location, right? You can do freelancing, you can do a remote job. You have to find a way that you can do outside of your home. And essentially what he said in the book is that your boss, if you have a job, don't tell him that you're going away.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right? He could be opposed to that, but if he doesn't know that you're in Mexico, but you're still working in the same hours and you're still doing your job and everything, it's probably a better way than just telling him that you're actually going to Mexico.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like for most scenarios I can imagine, like, I don't know, just don't get yourself into any kind of troubles, but...
Right. I don't know if it's legal in your area or whatever. I'm not like, but
the author
I
of this
imagine
book,
for most people it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know. The author of this book, Tim Ferriss, is a bright guy, and it seems like a bright advice.
Right. Because, you can be a digital nomad if your goal is just to travel around the world and make money while traveling. That's pretty much the point of being a digital nomad.
Yeah.
You can get that with a normal job. It's probably not going to give you as much money. You're probably going to have to spend more hours doing it than if you freelance. And you're probably going to have to struggle with arranging your schedules more with the hours that your boss wants you to work at, if that's the type of job that requires you to work at specific hours. But, you can still do it.
Yeah. So it removes a lot of the freedoms. If you have to work when your boss tells you to work, you can't go in a lot of countries unless you want to live at night. But it kind of sucks for most people, like to be up at night all the time to work, and you can only enjoy traveling, like the country you are traveling in, in the evening while
Right.
while you just woken up.
Let me ask you
And
this, actually.
in the morning.
You went in a developing country. You went to Nicaragua.
Yeah,
It was one of the main cities, I think, that you went to.
I went to a bunch of cities. I went to the biggest cities, and I went to probably one of the smallest village in the country.
All right. Let me ask you this. All right. What if you had to work during the night? Right?
Yeah.
Would you have been able to really enjoy Nicaragua?
Nope. Absolutely not. Nicaragua it's not a dangerous country in no stretch of the imagination, but it's certainly not too safe at night in a lot of places, like most countries. Like if you were in New York, it's more dangerous in the middle of the night than it is during the day. So I'm not a big fan of tourist attractions. I like to do them, and you can only do them in the daytime. That's why I'm saying that. But
Right.
I'm not a big fan, so it's
right.
not a big con to me. But like when I was traveling there, I wanted to do them sometimes, and during the night, it's closed. You absolutely can't do them. Everyone's sleeping. A big part of what makes traveling so nice is the people you meet.
Right.
How, like, it might seem counterintuitive, but what you'll retain from your traveling is mainly the people you've experienced things with, not the amazing things you wanted to see while you were at home planning your big adventure. It's not like if you go
Right.
to Egypt, for most people, it's not going to be the pyramid
Right.
which is the highlight of their adventure. It's going to be that person they've met that invited them to a tea party
Right.
and offered like a part of their culture and their identity as a
Right.
citizen of the capital of Egypt, for example.
Right.
That's what you get out of this. And if you have to travel at night, it makes no sense. You won't meet anyone as worth. Well, you will probably not meet anyone as worth meeting if you're traveling at night. Like
Right.
you'll meet people. Well, I don't know.
Maybe transport's going to be difficult too.
Everything is going to
Yeah.
be more difficult. Like eating.
Right.
Like I was traveling in a small village. I don't even know the name. I think it doesn't have a name. I was in that small village, and you had one place you could go to eat, or you could like knock on someone's door and ask for food, like buy it, or I don't know. Like
Right.
was your two options. If you wanted to eat in a regular way, you had to be awake in the daytime to ask for food and to plan for food in the night. So yeah, it just makes no sense to be doing that.